Thank you for visiting our channel. Today I came out to compare the Buzztv's 4500 series with the X5 series. In this video, we will show you not only physical part but the actual software and the remote. So that's not the only thing, also the Wi-Fi connections and how everything has been changed. Which one will be really standing out for the late 2022 and early 2023. I do not want to forget, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, click the subscribe button. Make sure you share this with your friends and family, and make sure you click the notification icon, select all, in order to get notified once we have a new video out. On top of that, if you have a question, drop them at the bottom of the video. We love to help you out ASAP. And don't forget to click the like button. It really motivates us to make these type of videos quickly with a little more detail every time. Now, talking about the physical parts of these two boxes, they are very different. They are not even the same size. If I have to put it in one corner, you can see that the X5 is way bigger than the actual 4500. Now, what I have done is, the one I have over here is the Max, which is 4 GB of RAM and 128 gig internal storage. Now, the same thing goes for the X5. It is 4 GB of RAM, and the one I'm using is the 128 gig to make it almost the same, so that way we can compare these two. Now, looking at these two, again, they are very different. Now, the first thing that I have to mention is the logo is the one that is IR sensors hidden behind it. This one they really didn't do that. It's an actual IR sensor, and there are two little sections for that. One is the LED light and one is the IR sensor, and this one, it was mixed together. So going on one side of it, you can see all the connections that are part of this, and the first part is the actual 4500. Now, the 4500 micro SD card slot can read up to 128 GB, and then the one that is on the X5 can read up to 256 GB. There's a little bit of difference. The USB 3s are exactly the same. When we tested, it reads exactly the same amount of data, and also read and write is not that much far from each other. Now, here's the best part. The back part of it is the 4500 series have two little antennas inside of it, which is going to be around the top, right around here, that will be curled to make the Wi-Fi works. And then on the X5, they have thought a little bit different, so you can have a little part that you can open. And this way, if you are in a location that requires for the Wi-Fi signal to be a little weak, you can actually fix this by changing the actual antenna. And here you go. You can buy the ones for the router, and then you can hook it up and it will work for you. So you have a better gain for your Wi-Fi. Now, gain means is that you are going to get a really good signal for your Wi-Fi. That way you do not have that much of a disconnection. So, all right, the next part is the actual AV port. Now, both of them is going to work for your audio connection for something like this, but the video would not work. So right and left will work. So this way you can get sound as in a stereo for your surround system. But again, that is an analog version, so you can use it. The next part is the LAN connection. On both of them are gigabit LAN, and they are going to give you really good readings. Now, the part for the HDMI connection, this part is HDMI 2.0 and 2.1, and this one is going to be 2.2, which gives you a lot better connection. And also, if you have a newer type of TV and you want to set up something like CEC, when you turn off your TV, you can also turn off the box with it, as long as it is turned on, and your CEC on your TV and also on the box are really similar. It will work. The next part is the optical audio. It will work perfectly the same way, and it will actually give you the proper sound from it. The next part is the power connection. The power connection on both of them are exactly the same, 5 volt 2 amp. So if you misplace your power supply for any of them, if you change it back and forth, it will work perfectly, as long as it is the one that come with these boxes will work with this, any of them. But if you buy the ones that are off market, I cannot really tell you which one will work, because there are going to be have a amp differences, so it's not going to really work. If you look on this side, there's nothing on this part of it, but when you go to the bottom part, now when you look in the bottom part of it, they are not that similar. The only difference is this one was very personalized, as you can see. Even the little rubber legs that when you put it on the ground, it sits properly. It's been designed just exactly same as their logo hexagon. And then also this little holes that has been designed is also the same way for the Buzz logo. So this one, they have paid a lot more in order to get this done, but we're not there yet. So let's just go through and check that out with this one. So they have kept everything in industrial design the same way that the actual box is coming with. There are little legs, and that way you can put it so it can stand up properly. And this one doesn't move because it has these little ridges and cuts to it, but the ventilation is done a lot better because of the bigger cuts, so this way it breathes better. And this is also metal, so it is not going to be plastic. But the best part that I really like is the actual top design for the X5 rather than the 4500 that we have. Now the 4500 had a little plastic on top, which you can take off, and these writings that they have will go away because this is all on this sticker, so you cannot really see it inside. But this is how easy it is for this to know. And if you take it off, it can get scratches really quickly. With this one, you do not have to worry about scratches because this is made very well, and this part is printed, same with the logo itself, but they have designed it really nicely so it looks really cool, and it is made out of metal, and I really like that little cuts that they have done all the way around, so it looks really good. Now, this is not it. We will go to the remote itself. Now the remotes are also designed really well. As you can see, this is the old one. This is called the BT100 and this one is called the BT400. So there are big differences. They are not done by the same company. Again, these are been designed really well, both of them. The best thing about the BT400 that I like is the way that they have designed the parts. And then you know that this part is bigger, so that will means that's bottom. And then the top part, you have a little part you can put your finger, so you know that you're holding this part, the top. But with the BT100, I do not see that part, and all the bottom looks exactly the same when you're holding it. And sometimes you will have a mistake because the bottom part and also the top part have the same similar type of design, so that way you can see it, and this is you're not going to really make sense when you're holding it. But it has way more buttons than the other one, so something like when you hold both of them together, you will be missing the search button. Also the mute button, which is right beside it, is going to be missing. Also the power button is missing on this one. You can see there's two type of power button. One is for your TV, one is for your box, and this one has just one button, so this way you can press and you can go next. So there are little parts that will work differently. And yes, this one do have a backlit, which you can see right now. And also for the BT400 has a backlit, but you have to turn it on through the app inside of the box as I'm showing you right now in order for the remote to work. And that way everything is nice and dandy. Now, only thing is that with the BT400, you can also control, and also you can set up so it opens different apps with these little colored buttons. But with the BT100, you do not have that type of accesses, but it's all the way in the bottom. And again, it's kind of hard to see that what button you're going to press. So they have improved big time with the X5 when it comes through to play with it. The actual app itself for live TV, they are the same. The only difference is the actual launcher and also the OS that have the differences. As you can see right now, the OS 9 have their settings a little bit different, just like the 4900. So when you go on, it's huge icons. But with the X5, it has been really done nicely and is very simple to look at all the menus when it comes across. And when you are looking inside of the Buzz app, it's the same. Even the settings are the same. But when it comes to an actual OS, the OS 11 runs better. And also it is set up in a way that you can have the same type of feeling, that you're not going to fall that much far from something like NVIDIA Shield, or it is going to be just like a Fire Cube or Fire Sticks because of the menu setups. And also when you're installing certain apps like Downloader will work on this perfectly, so you do not have to go through, or just like the 4500 that you have to go through browser to download things, which makes it simple. But again, if you are coming from the different world, or I should say from something like NVIDIA Shield world, or you want to come from the Fire Sticks or Fire Cubes, you're not going to fall that much back using the X5 because it is been meant to be working that way. So it is not that bad when you are trying to play with these type of boxes, but it is really good when you look at it on the settings and on the actual menus, and also the boxes itself, that how it is set up. In conclusion, I want to mention that X5 stands out a little more than the 4500, and here's why. Number one is that it is OS 11. It is X4 chipset and not X3, which they're not going to generate that much anymore. So it's better to stick with this. I know that a lot of you guys are liking 4500, and I know that you're going to take it to heart when I say that I know you have more than one boxes, but it is time for you to slowly do the update, because the actual AM logic is not going to do any kind of software update. So you're going to be stuck with OS 9 for the meantime. One more thing that I have to mention, that with OS 11, you know that it says BT 400. Now, a similar app is not going to be compatible with OS 9, but the remotes are going to be sold with that box. It is not BT 400, but 300. But the backlit should work. But because it's OS 9, this app cannot be compatible with OS 9. So backlit right now does not work. So the developers from Buzztv, as much as I know, they are working on making that backlit work. So how do you work it in this one? I already shown you on this. So once you connect it, this is a beautiful app to have. The actual box do get the update just like the 4500. I am sure you've seen this, and this is a really cool app that they brought up. You can see all of the change log is going to be on the left hand side, and all the information is going to be in the bottom that tells you when it got updated and why it got updated. Everything is going to be there. But that's not the only thing. Your remote also going to get an update with the app. So if you have the app, yes, you can go on the bottom and you can check if there is any updates. It will be telling you. And that's not the only thing, if you're connected or not, and how many battery percentage left with the BT400 is going to be there. Backlit, and also color setup, which I already talked about and show you guys. And also, if you have a newer TV, which is the smart TVs, number one is that you can turn on the HDMI CEC. Going over here, you can turn this on, and this way, when you turn off your TV, your box turns off, or you want to turn off the box, which you cannot do once you turn on the CEC, then that way that will work for you through your TV. Another thing is called the virtual CEC, which means it's the older type of TV that you can set up. In this way, when you turn off the TV does not turn off, or when you turn off your TV, the box does not turn off. So now you can use the control on the remote to turn that on and off. One more thing that I have to mention is once you set up your CEC as off, as an example, the HDMI CEC is off, you have to go to the next part, which is going to be max volume. You have to turn this off, and this way you're going to get access for your regular box remote control, and this is where you have to come to gain that control. Is going to be inside of your smart remote app. And also you can set up your latest version of your TV. Doesn't matter, Samsung, LG, or even Philips in these cases, or RCA. You can come here as long as it is the latest one. Even if it is a smart TV, you can use your actual Buzz remote to turn that TV off and on, and also change source and volume up and down. That will perfectly going to work for you, except that the rest of the buttons will work with your Buzz TV boxes. These are the little parts that I really kept in my heart to tell you guys that how this will work better than the 4500s. So if you hear me and you want to buy a newer box, buy the X5. It really sticks out and it works perfectly for you. And I know that there is not much of a difference when it comes to the actual TV app. In this case is Buzztv 5 at the meantime. It is normalized now on 4500s and E2s, not to be on the beta anymore, so it works perfectly on that. Except that this was our take. I hope you guys like our video. If you do like it, click the like button, subscribe button on both of the channels that we have. If you don't know, it should be at the bottom of this video. Except that, visit our website, which is xctex.info. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, which we are tweeting a lot, Instagram and other social networking places, and thank you.